RV life isn't the vacation you think it is. RV life looks like a vacation online, but I need to be honest with you. It's not a vacation most days. Some days it feels like a full-time job, just keeping everything from falling apart. Like when we first started RV life, I thought it would be simple, less stress, less space. That's what I heard online, right? But nobody tells you less space just means every single problem is in your face. And I'm not saying I hate it, because I don't. I'm just saying it's not what people think. People say RV life equals freedom, and sure, there is some freedom to it, but there's also responsibility 24/7. And you can't just call a landlord when something breaks, because you are the landlord. And if you're on a budget, you're also the plumber, the electrician, the mechanic, and the maintenance crew. And it's not even just the physical work that's the problem. It's like the mental. Is the water hooked up? Did I hook it up right? Is there enough propane? Did I get enough propane when I left the other campground? Or did I get enough propane when I went to town? Is there something leaking? Because there could be plenty of things leaking. It could be the sink leaking. You could have your water heater leaking. Your toilet could be leaking. Your kitchen sink could be leaking. Your gas could be leaking. So, if you live in an RV, you know what I mean. But if you're thinking about living in an RV, just know it's beautiful, but it's also a lot of work. I swear RVs are like, every time you fix one thing, something else breaks. Just to remind you who's in charge. It's the RV. The first repair ever that I ever had to do on this RV was the water hoses. Because when we hooked the water up to the camper, we didn't know that you have to check the pressure. And when we turned it on, our hoses under our sink, and there was water going everywhere. Just every single spot. When we turned off the water and we fixed it and we figured it out, we had to watch a YouTube video to figure it out. But then sometimes in the middle of winter, your furnace will quit working for no apparent reason, and you got to figure that out. Sometimes it's just because you ran out of propane, but ours quit working, period. Now we don't have a furnace until we get it fixed. But it's this type of stuff that always happens. It always happens at the worst possible time. So, like propane running out in the middle of cooking something. Especially if you have something in the oven cooking and it's not done cooking. Now you don't have that food because it's stopped working and it goes bad if you don't have the... Yeah. But thank God for YouTube, because if it wasn't for YouTube, I don't know what I would do when things break, because I don't know how to fix things, but I can go on YouTube and check and see if somebody else is talking about how to fix it. So I've had to learn how to do that. And sometimes I just feel like no matter how far I've come, how long I've lived here, I'm still learning how to live here, how to adjust to the space. Some days it's just like, and other days I'm just like, I don't care. But now that I have my own area, my bunk room is my kitchen. And, well, not my kitchen, but it's where my appliances sit, because I don't have enough room on my counter. But it's also where I do my art, and it's where I do my content. So, I've learned how to adjust, how to fix things, how to become a better person living in an RV. And I think RV life is like 20% living and 80% maintenance. So, you can comment what your worst house story is, even, or your worst RV story. I will comment back. Most of the time, tiny living can sound aesthetic, especially on social media, until you're trying to live it, and then it's not. Because you gotta cook, clean, and breathe in the same space as everyone else. And sometimes, and not sometimes, when you're stationary, the scenery is unchanging. But also in a camper, it's not like in a home you can move everything around. Nothing, I mean, you can in here if you want to, but I'm not dealing with that. I'm not going to take the table out and the couch out to move it around. It's going to stay where it is because that's a lot. But I never knew cooking and preparing food could be so difficult. So when I'm trying to cook supper, if it's got more than one component, I'm in a bind because I don't have counter space, because it's literally my sink, a sliver of counter, and then my stovetop. So what I've done in adjusting to RV life is getting a cutting board that fits over my sink, the one side of my sink, so that I can prepare food on it, cook on my stove, and then serve up the dishes on that way, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to do it. But also in the reverse, if I need to do dishes, I can take that cutting board, sit it on top of my stove, cover it with a towel or a drying towel, whatever those things are, drying pad, and put my dishes on there, let them dry or dry them myself, and put them away. That solved that problem. But then, because the refrigerator is like basically, I want to say dorm sized. It's maybe bigger, maybe it's apartment sized. I don't know, but it's not big. I have to go shopping like weekly because there's barely any room in the freezer for anything, and there's barely any room in the refrigerator. It's always overflowing. And if you put too much stuff in the freezer, it doesn't want to work. Note to self. But also, my clothes storage, that's a joke, because the closet in that bedroom has a spot where you can hang clothes, but it's not deep enough for actual hangers, clothes hangers. Make that make sense. So I don't hang my clothes up. I just fold them and stack them in that closet because I don't have any other choice. I am going to eventually put shelving in it so I can have, separate my clothes better. But right now it's just like a big pile of my clothes and I have to dig through it to get what I need. But other than that, I'm constantly having to move things around. Like, if you sit something somewhere thinking that it's going to be good to sit there, and then you go to try it, like do dishes, that said thing ends up being in the way and you have to move it to do the dishes. And then you forget you moved it and you have to move it again to put it back where it was because it gets in the way of wherever you put it. It's just a never-ending moving things. So like I have my laundry, I do my laundry here, and I have a portable washing machine that I put in my tub, and when I want to take a shower, I have to take it out and put it in my living room. And then when I'm done, I have to put it back in my tub. It's just never ending. But that's okay. It's not all bad. It really isn't. It's just a constant adjustment. So if you want privacy in your RV life is not going to be for you unless you have a huge RV. Like I live in a 32 foot. There's no privacy. There's no separation. My bedroom is like literally on the wall that holds my TV, and the couch is right beside it, and then the dinette's right beside it. There's no separation. So when I do create content, which is my thing to do, and it's an everyday challenge to do that because my husband is a loud person. He likes to watch TV on full volume as well as have his phone on full volume watching it. He multitasks. He says he can watch both at the same time. I cannot. I don't think he does. I think he just doesn't like background noise. So, or quiet, I should say. He likes background noise and doesn't like quiet. So even if I get him to leave to do an errand or put headphones on and mute the TV, he still coughs. He'll cough really loud or burp really loud, and then you can hear it in the background. I have to redo my whole thing, and it's annoying. So, because there's no real separation of space. The walls are paper thin. Even if I close the door right here, I can still hear him. I can't see him, I can still hear him. So, and I can hear my neighbors arguing over his TV and phone sometimes because the walls are so thin. So let's talk about money in RV life, because RV life is not always budget friendly. and it's not the dream people think it is. It's not the freedom of saving money that people think it is. Like, repairs cost so much money, especially if you hire somebody to come fix whatever is broken. Or you could, like, watch YouTube tutorials and try and fix it that way and hope like hell you don't make it worse. And if you do, you have to hire somebody to come out anyway, and then you're going to pay double what you would have paid. But you got to do what you got to do if you live on a budget like I do. And 9 times out of 10, we don't make it worse. We fix it. Sometimes, it is what it is. Another thing, lot rent, I know can be expensive. It's not for me. I don't have expensive lot rent, but it can be expensive. And because I'm stationary, it's not. I mean, it's the same every month. I don't have to worry about it. Not everyone is stationary. So then they're paying campground fees for every campground they go to, or they're boondocking and they got to figure out where to go. You got to factor in gas to travel from place to place. That can be expensive. You got to figure in propane, groceries, laundry, insurance, electricity. You got to save money for what ifs on top of it. And if you're on a limited income, that ain't gonna happen. And I've found that I'm not just living or paying for living in an RV. I'm paying for constant upkeep too. I mean, you can do that in a house too. I know a house can be the same in constant upkeep, but this is not just constant upkeep. It's sometimes you end up in a money pit because, like, you buy the RV, you think it's new, you think it's going to be fine because it's new, and it turns out that you have nothing but problems every time you turn around. Mine is an older RV, and I have problems every time I turn around. Leaks, like the floor from the leaks. Sometimes, if you can't catch it in time, the floor is going to go rotten, which it was when I moved into it, so we had to fix it. But that was something I knew was coming. So, and then we had to fix the leaks to make sure it didn't do it again. That's expensive. But if it's worth it if you want to live it. You just have to bear in mind all those things come with living in it, and it's still worth it, but it's just not cheap living like people make it seem like it is. And you're not going to save a ton of money unless you have like hundreds of thousands of dollars coming in a year. You're not going to. I can't. I've tried. One thing I never knew about RV life was that the campgrounds can be full of drama, but they can also be community. My neighbors fight a lot, and sometimes I can hear him over all the noise that my husband makes because he has the TV on loud and his phone on loud. I can even hear them vacuum. I'm surprised I don't hear him go to the bathroom. And then there's days where dogs bark non-stop. Loud barking dogs. Loud trucks. Loud music. And if I'm outside trying to create content, which I don't do because my neighbors stare at me like I'm losing my mind because I'm talking to myself, that's no fun. And if I decide to just go for a walk to clear my head, unless I walk like drive the car and then walk somewhere else, I'm going to have to stop every 5 feet and talk to somebody and have conversation and be friendly, which I don't mind doing. I love my community, but when I want peace, it's hard to get with that. Because like I said, it's constant conversation. And don't get me wrong, like, I love it. I love my community. I do. And I can tell you that there are definitely no secrets here because we all live so close together that you can't really keep a secret, even if you wanted to, because everybody can hear everything you say and everything you do. And something I had to learn really quick is not to get involved in other people's drama, because once you get sucked into it, sometimes you get blamed because somehow it's your fault, even though you weren't even doing anything and you were just trying to help. They don't really appreciate your help and they don't really want your help. So just step back and let them do what they're going to do. Unless, of course, it's out of hand, and by all means step in and be like, hey, this is not cool, or call your the campground manager and let them know, hey man, this is what's happening, because you don't need to get involved in it if it's like violent. And that's when I observe, and if I feel like it's getting too far, I will call the manager. But other than that, I absolutely love it here because, like I said, it's community. We get together on the weekends and hang out and have fun and laugh and joke. During the week, it's quieter, but not. There's still people that live out here, so it's not that quiet, as quiet as I'd like it to be. But if you like this kind of stuff, this kind of content, just hit the subscribe button, the bell notifications, and yeah, I talk about this stuff all the time. So